opposite would be weak. Si tenemos algo fuerte, el opuesto va a ser algo débil. Something weak. Good. What the next? Let's see. From short. Tall, exactly. And the last is fast, and the opposite would be slow, right? Good. Very good, guys. You are very good on opposites. Muy bien, esta vez lo hicieron muy bien con los opuestos. You did a good job. So it's time for us to begin with today's class. What are we going to talk about? We're going to end with unit number 11 this time. So let's see. Today we're going to we're going to review a few structures to write a web post, like a very small reading on internet. You're going to see how to do it. And after playing the opposite adjectives game, we're gonna we're gonna listen, or we're going to end this unit that was about inventions and discoveries. Watching these images, can you see the presentation on the screen?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, everybody. Tell me, what do you think are these images about? What kind of inventions could these images be? Here we have 3 images. What are these inventions about? Any idea? For example, in this one you have, hola, ¿cómo estás? Y luego tiene, hello, how are you? What do you think are these invention? Is this invention about?
Is a head-on translator?
Could be a translator, very good. Because you have one language at the beginning, and then you have another one. Could be a translator, good. What about this? The guy with the green sweater. What?
Compressor, creo que.
Okay, podría ser un compresor de aire. What else could it be? Here we have the word air, right? So it's giving us a sign. What about the next, the last, this lady? What is she doing, or what kind of invention it seems to be?
Is a cooking machine?
Could be a cooking machine, good. So we're going to see what these people are talking about inventions. So as you can see on the chart, we have 3 questions, guys. What's the invention? Why is it important or useful? And do they think it will happen? So we're going to listen to these 3 people, Amir, Uta, and Pierre, talking. And you're going to be very careful in the listening, guys. You're going to listen about some inventions that may happen or not. So try to get what are the inventions, why are they so important or useful, and do you think these inventions will happen? Okay, so just keep in mind to find these 3 important aspects. Hay 3 aspectos en el listening que van a escuchar. ¿De qué es el invento? See what's the invention? Why is it important and useful? Porque es importante o útil este invento y si creen que suceda o no. Okay. So pay attention because today we're gonna read and listen and write about inventions. Sí, hoy nuestro tema principal va a ser los inventos. So pay attention to the listening, guys. Don't be scared. No se asusten porque les voy a reproducir el audio. Pongan atención para que me puedan ayudar con las respuestas.
Track 3.48.
Hi, welcome to the show. Today we're looking at great inventions for the future. What really useful inventions do you think we need? People have called into the show to tell us their ideas. First up, we have Amir. Hi, Amir.
Hi.
So, Amir, tell us about what invention you'd like to see.
I think the most important invention we need is a new kind of car engine that doesn't need petrol. There are too many cars in the world already, and as countries become richer, more and more people will want a car. That will be terrible news for the environment. But imagine a world with clean cars and no more pollution to worry about. I'm sure it will be invented soon. We already have electric cars, but I think it will be something different. Maybe something like a car that runs on air. I'm sure someone will invent something to solve the problem. I hope so anyway.
Thanks, Amir. That's a great invention. Next on the line, we have Uta. Uta, tell us about your invention.
Hi, well, one really useful invention would be artificial meat that's cheap and tastes good and which doesn't need cows, sheep, or chickens to produce it. It sounds like science fiction, but in fact, they've already invented it in a way. Amazingly, they've produced beef in a laboratory, but it costs thousands of pounds to make. But that's the same with all new inventions. They're always expensive at the start. So I think it will happen, and it'll be really good because all the fields we used to grow food for cows could be used for something else, to grow vegetables or plant trees, for example.
Thanks, Uta. Artificial meat. Wow, that sounds scary. Anyhow, last up we have Pierre. Hi, Pierre.
Hi.
So, Pierre, tell us about your idea for a great invention.
Well, a really useful invention I read about was a device that you could put in your ear and it would translate languages for you. You wouldn't need to study for hours and hours to learn a foreign language. You could just put it in your ear when you went on holiday to foreign countries and you'd understand everything everyone was saying to you. It would help people to communicate and would be very useful for business people or for politicians. But it wouldn't be very good news for teachers. Fortunately for them, it's probably impossible to make such a device, or at least it will take many years.
Cool. I'd love that invention. Thanks for those great ideas. Who knows which of them will happen? We can only wait and see.
Okay, everybody. So now you have a clear idea of what the record is about. Now we're going to listen for a second time and I'm going to stop after each participant ends speaking so we can complete the chart, okay? So let's start again. Pay attention, everybody.
Track 3.48.
Hi, welcome to the show. Today we're looking at great inventions for the future. What really useful inventions do you think we need? People have called into the show to tell us their ideas. First up, we have Amir. Hi, Amir.
Hi.
So, Amir, tell us about what invention you'd like to see.
I think the most important invention we need is a new kind of car engine that doesn't need petrol. There are too many cars in the world already, and as countries become richer, more and more people will want a car. That will be terrible news for the environment. But imagine a world with clean cars and no more pollution to worry about. I'm sure it will be invented soon. We already have electric cars, but I think it will be something different. Maybe something like a car that runs on air. I'm sure someone will invent something to solve the problem. I hope so anyway.
Thanks, Amir. That's a great invention. Next on the line, we have...
Okay, everybody, so we have a mere participation. What is he talking about? What is his invention? What do you think Amir's invention was about? He was talking something about cars. What was it?
A new source of gasoline.
Okay, kind of. What's the main part of the car which make it moves? ¿Qué parte del carro es la que hace?
Engine.
Engine, exactly. So he is talking about a new car engine. Good. So why is this so important or useful? Why should this new kind of engine would be created? ¿Por qué sería algo útil que se cree un nuevo tipo de motor?
The efficiency can reduce the emissions or pollution.
Okay, good. It could be more efficient, right? And also the environment would be grateful because of this, right? Efficient, so, and it won't pollute the environment. Good. What do you think about this? Will it happen or not? What did this guy said? ¿Qué decía el señor? ¿Será que se va a crear este tipo de nuevos motores en el futuro? Yes or no? What do you think?
Sure.
Yes.
He said that if there is electric car right now, maybe it's possible to develop this technology in the future.
Yes, so it's definitely possible, or that someone else will create this kind of energies or new engines in the future, right? So he said that he is sure that it will happen, right? So let's see. And now we know that this Amir was talking about this picture, right? About a new kind of fuel to use in the car. So let's listen to Yuta and let's see once again what are the answers. Pay attention, guys.
of Uta. Uta, tell us about your invention.
Hi, well, one really useful invention would be artificial meat that's cheap and tastes good and which doesn't need cows, sheep, or chickens to produce it. It sounds like science fiction, but in fact, they've already invented it in a way. Amazingly, they've produced beef in a laboratory, but it costs thousands of pounds to make. But that's the same with all new inventions. They're always expensive at the start. So I think it will happen, and it'll be really good because all the fields we used to grow food for cows could be used for something else, to grow vegetables or plant trees, for example.
Thanks, Uta. Artificial meat. Wow, that sounds scary. Any
Okay, there we have the second participation. So what was it about? What's the invention?
Artificial meat.
Exactly, Odalis. Artificial meat. Sí, es decir, carne artificial, carne creada en un laboratorio. Why do you think this is important? ¿Por qué será importante este invento? What did the lady on the record said about this? Why is this important or why is this useful? ¿Por qué podría ser útil crear la carne en un laboratorio? Instead of buying some meat or maybe
Sure, maybe because it wasn't necessary to kill animals.
Exactly.
They can be live.
There would be a less animal deaths. So people won't have to kill so many animals, right? What do you think? Is this going to happen? What does Uta say? Will this probably happen in the future? Yes or no?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. She said, this will happen. This will probably happen in the future, right? So she was saying it's expensive at the beginning, but that happened with all the inventions, right? Ella decía que al inicio todos los inventos son costosos, son caros, pero después ya bajan los precios. Let's listen to the last invention we have. Pay attention, guys.
Now, last up, we have Pierre. Hi, Pierre.
Hi.
So, Pierre, tell us about your idea for a great invention.
Well, a really useful invention I read about was a device that you could put in your ear and it would translate languages for you. You wouldn't need to study for hours and hours to learn a foreign language. You could just put it in your ear when you went on holiday to foreign countries, and you'd understand everything everyone was saying to you. It would help people to communicate and would be very useful for business people or for politicians. But it wouldn't be very good news for teachers. Fortunately for them, it's probably impossible to make such a device, or at least it will take many years.
Cool. I love that invention. Thanks for those great ideas. Who knows which of them will happen? We can only wait and see.
Okay, everybody, now that we end, tell me what was the last invention?
Translator.
Yes,
Digo,
something you use a lot. The translator, right? But this is a specific translator. Why is this useful? ¿Por qué es tan útil este traductor? What? Tell
It can understand any ¿cómo se llama? Idiom.
Okay, you can understand any language, could be. Good. And what happened with the hours of study? ¿Qué pasaría?
Are zero.
You're going to spend less time studying, right? So now, can you tell me, do you think this will happen or won't happen? What does Pierre say? ¿Qué piensa Pierre? ¿Qué nos dice Pierre? ¿Será que va a pasar esto del traductor o no?
Maybe no.
Maybe no. Why? He said something about the years, the time. Algo nos decía que tiene que ver con años o con el tiempo. In the listening, they were saying maybe or probably it's gonna take years, right? Es muy probable que tome años, decía, ¿no? En inventarse este traductor. But now, if we are honest, this translator is already created. Chinese people are very good at creating artificial products or food. And talking about the car engine, it's like the one who is taking more time than the others, ¿no? Al parecer, el nuevo tipo de motor o un motor que no funcione con gasolina, sino con otro componente, es el que más tiempo ha llevado como demorándose, ¿no? De todos estos inventos. Good, guys. So now you're going to help me reading. We're gonna read 4 web posts. These web posts are gonna be the examples of something that we need to write after we learn some new words, okay? So I'm going to share with you the screen and I will ask some of you to help me reading them. Why? Because later you're going to tell me what these what these websites are talking about. What is the invention they are talking about, okay? So help me reading, please. Let me share with you first the book. Can you see the book, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to ask you this time to help me reading. If there's any new word you don't understand, please feel free to ask for the meaning so everybody can understand what are we talking about, okay? So the first person is going to help me reading since I think up to the future, okay? La primera persona me va a ayudar a leer hasta justo la parte que dice the future. Can you help me reading, please, this time, Adrián? Help me reading the first part.
Okay, teacher. I think the most important invention is the internet. The World Wide Web was invented in 1989 by Tim Berners-Lee, and now nearly all of of use it in our daily lives. when I haven't even started to see how much the internet will change our lives in the future.
Exactly. Thank you. So here we have the most important invention, right? They are talking about the internet. So the World Wide Web, ¿sí? La red global, amplia, ¿sí? O lo que nosotros conocemos o lo que digitamos cuando ingresamos a una página de internet, ¿sí? Son las iniciales de esta frase, ¿no? World Wide Web. That's why you need to enter www, ¿sí? www means this. ¿Sí? Este es el significado de las 3 Ws que se ocupan para ingresar a una página web. So, as you can see, the internet was invented the same year I was born. No, el internet se creó el mismo año que yo nací, es decir, el 89. And now we use it every single day. We can't live without internet now, right? So we haven't even started to see how much the internet will change our lives in the future. In fact, it has, definitely it has. Sí, el internet definitivamente ha cambiado nuestras vidas. Ahora pasan solo en el internet, ¿no? We cannot live without the internet. We even can have lessons through internet. So guys, help me reading the second part. Vamos a leer la segunda parte. Could you help me doing so, please? Daniel Garces, help me completing the second part.
Yes, we still have schools, post office, newspapers, cinemas, shopping malls, but not for long. All these things will change as a result of the internet. For example, we may stop using shops or offices as well as we will do everything from home. Choose any part of the way we live today and it will be completely different in the future because of the internet.
Okay, exactly. So here we have, we still have schools, post office, newspapers, cinemas, shopping malls, and so on, but not for long. So, what does it mean, this phrase? ¿Qué significa este? But not for long.
No por mucho más tiempo.
Exacto, aquí nos dice, todavía tenemos escuelas, oficinas, ¿no es cierto? El periódico, los cines, pero no por mucho tiempo, but not for long. All these things can change as a result of the internet. Si todo esto puede cambiar por el internet. For example, we may stop using shops or offices as we will do everything from home. What do you think? Is this real or not? ¿Será real o no será real? Podremos hacer todo desde la casa. Right? This is definitely true. This is what is happening now, right? Es exactamente lo que está sucediendo en este momento. Con lo de la pandemia, todo el sistema cambió y el internet fue la principal herramienta para poder sobrevivir durante la pandemia, ¿verdad? You had classes online, you had to buy some food online, you had to maybe work, your parents had to work, some of them on internet from home, right? So the last thing we have is choose any part of the way we live today and it will be completely different in the future. Sí, que todo va a ser diferente con el internet. Es mucho más posible que las cosas aún cambien mucho más con el uso del internet in the future. Okay. So, Is there any new word in this part of the reading? ¿Hay alguna palabra nueva en esta lectura? Any new word? Okay, if there's no new words, guys, could you tell me which phrase do you think is being used in this short paragraph to show what you think? ¿Qué frasecita tenemos aquí en este texto que nos indica o expresa lo que nosotros pensamos? ¿Con qué frase ustedes están compartiendo su idea o su pensamiento? ¿Cuál es la frase que ocupamos en este párrafo?
Think.
Exactly. I think. This is the phrase we are going to use when we want to give our opinions, right? Cuando nosotros queremos dar nuestra opinión sobre algo, podemos ocupar o podemos empezar utilizando esta frase I think, right? Yo creo, yo pienso. This would be one of the phrases we can use. Let's see the next invention. Vamos a ver la siguiente. Can you help me please reading the first part? It's going to be a little bit longer. So can you help me reading please up to easily? Jody, ayúdame leyendo hasta la parte que dice broke easily.
Around 180, the Chinese invented paper, and by 680, paper was used all over Asia. As a result of this, people were able to write down information, keep it, and send it over long distances. Paper completely changed the way people communicated. As previously, people wrote on clay or stone, which was heavy and broke easily.
Exactly. Thank you so much. So around 80, we're going to complete the whole text and then we go with the words we don't understand, okay? So the rest of the reading is going to help me completing, please. Anthony Ortiz, can you help me completing the reading? Later there were. Help me reading the last part, Anthony, please.
Okay, teacher. Later there were prints, books, and then in our time, the internet, but it all started with the invention of paper. So I so it
Don't
seems
worry.
to me that paper is really important invention. Papers of the most important ever.
Exactly. So here we're going to talk, we will talk about another invention. What is this invention? ¿Cuál será el invento en este párrafo? What's the invention they are talking?
The paper.
Paper, right? Exactly, the paper. So can you guys tell me what's the meaning of these?
Unidades, algo así.
Kind of, but the meaning of these two words It's not from Anthony. You want to say something?
Anuncios.
Around 100 AD. Sí, cuando hablamos de estas abreviaciones, sí, serían lo que nosotros en español conocemos como o la abreviación AC, ¿no? Antes de Cristo o después de Cristo o ese tipo de palabras, ¿no? Estas dos siglas que tenemos aquí en realidad están en latín, ¿sí? Y significa Anno Domini. Es decir, would be before Christ. It's the same as to say before Christ. Sí, es como decir después de Cristo, ¿no? Cuando nos referimos a lo que sucedió después del nacimiento de Cristo. So, after Christ, before Christ. Let me see if or of after. Let me see. Yes, it's after Christ. So, después de Cristo sería. This would be the meaning of these two consonants, okay? So, around 180, alrededor de 100 años después de Cristo, the Chinese invented paper. ¿Sí? Es decir, que los chinitos inventaron el papel. And by the 600 years AD, paper was used all over Asia, ¿no? Y después de 600 años después de Cristo, ya el papel era utilizado alrededor de toda Asia. That would be the meaning of all over. Sí, alrededor de toda Asia. That would be the meaning of all over in this case. As a result of this, sí, como resultado, people were able to write down information, keep it, and sending over long distances. ¿No? Como resultado, pues la gente ya podía escribir la información en el papel, mantener esa información, guardar esa información y enviarla hacia distancias lejanas, ¿verdad? Send it over long distances. And paper was completely changed the way people communicated. Al igual que el Internet, ¿no? En su época, el papel cambió la forma en la que la gente se comunicaba. As previously, people wrote on clay or stone. Es decir, que antes la gente pues escribía en cualquier otra superficie que no sea el papel, ¿verdad? Por ejemplo, escribían en la piedra o también escribían en el barro o en la arcilla, ¿no? That would be the meaning of this word we have right here. We have clay and we have stone. El uno significaría piedra y clay que significa barro o arcilla, ¿no? So, which was heavy and broke easily. Definitivamente escribir en piedra, imagínense llevar literalmente piedras en la maleta, ¿no? So, mucho más pesado. And broke easily. En el caso de la arcilla, pues se rompía con más facilidad. Later, there were printed books. ¿Sí? Después, con la revolución industrial y todo lo demás, empezaron a imprimirse libros, ¿no? There were printed books. And then, in our time, we have the internet. Sí, ahora en nuestra época, in our time, we have the internet. But all started with the invention of the paper. Sí, todo empezó con la invención del papel. Sí, el papel fue el que dio paso a que se creen nuevas formas de comunicación. So, it seems to me that paper is a really important invention. Es decir, para mí, desde mi punto de vista, eso significa, o a mí me parece que el papel es muy importante, es una invención muy importante, ¿no? Perhaps one of the most important ever. Quizás sea la invención más importante de todos los tiempos, ¿no? Perhaps. This word, perhaps, means quizás. So keep in mind this word. Which phrase over here do you can use to say what we think? ¿Qué frase aquí nos permite, en cambio, expresar lo que nosotros creemos, a nosotros nos parece, o lo que nosotros pensamos? ¿Con qué frase ustedes dan a conocer lo que piensan en este párrafo?
It seems to me.
Exactly. So it seems to me, right? Esta sería la frase que introduce nuestra opinión, ¿no? A mi forma de ver, a mi parecer, a mí me parece que, right? Good. So what phrase do we have in here that expressed a result? ¿Con cuál de las frases, en cambio, estamos indicando un resultado? Una consecuencia. ¿Con qué frasecita indicamos un resultado?
As a result of this.
Exactly, as a result of this, right? Y como resultado de esto. So here we have some phrases. Good. Thank you, guys. Let's see the next invention. Vamos a la siguiente y al siguiente invento. We're going to see the next invention. So, guys, help me reading this invention. Oh, let me. Make the screen, okay. Help me please this time, Lisette. Help me reading the first part, please.
Okay, teacher. I believe the most important invention is the Indo-Arabic number system, which was invented around the 6th century in India. It spread throughout the Middle East and was finally brought to Europe in the 13th century.
Good. So let's see what happened next. Vamos a ver qué pasó después con this Indo-Arabic numeric system. Can you help me reading the last part, please, Josué?
Yes, teacher. People could add numbers together easily for the first time. So because of this system, science could develop. Numbers are essential to almost all aspects of life, and without this invention, there might be no science, engineering, or computers.
Exactly. Thank you so much. So here we have another invention. What is this invention about? ¿Cuál será este invento? ¿De qué invento estamos hablando en este párrafo, en esta lectura? ¿Cuál es el invento aquí?
Indo-Arabic number system.
Good, the Indo-Arabic number system. So here we have, I believe the most important invention is the Indo-Arabic number system. Sí, creo que el invento más importante es el alfabético, el sistema numérico Indo-Arábico would be, which was invented around the 6th century in India. Sí, que fue creado alrededor del sexto siglo, más o menos, en la India, ¿no? It spread throughout the Middle East and was finally brought to Europe in the 13th century, right? Este fue, aquí tenemos dos palabras, la una es spread, que fue esparcido, ¿no? O distribuido, fue regado, esparcido. Y tenemos la palabra through, ¿no? A través o alrededor de Europa. So it was spread through the Middle East and it was finally brought. Sí, y finalmente fue traído a Europa. Acuérdense que esta palabrita brought would be the past of the word bring. Sí, es el pasado del verbo bring, que es traer, ¿no? Es decir, fue traído a Europa en más o menos en el siglo XIII. People could add numbers together easily for the first time. Es decir, que la gente podía sumar, aquí tenemos la palabra add, que no sería añadir, sino más bien sumar, en el caso de las matemáticas, sumar números juntos, ¿no? De forma sencilla, por primera vez. So, because of this system, science could develop. Debido o gracias, ¿sí? A este sistema, la ciencia pudo desarrollarse. Numbers are essential to almost all aspects in life, ¿no? Eso es verdad. Los números, aunque no nos gusten muchas veces, even we don't like them a lot, are essential, son esenciales para casi todos los aspectos de la vida. ¿Sí? Cuando ustedes quieren saber el precio de algo, cuando ustedes están sumando algo, cuando ustedes están comprando algo, vendiendo algo, necesitamos números, ¿verdad? So, without this invention, there may not be science, right? Engineering or computers. Para todos los que están estudiando ingenierías, saben que sin los números no serían posibles muchas cosas, ¿verdad? No serían fáciles muchas cosas, ¿no? There may be no science. Tal vez no existiría ni siquiera cierto tipo de ciencias o ingenierías, ¿no? Sin los números. Okay, guys, so can you recognize which phrase is used in this case to talk about the opinion? ¿Con qué frase que ustedes están dando su opinión?
I believe.
I believe. I believe, exactly. Yo creo, ¿no? I believe. So this could be the phrase. Now, we have another phrase that we have already been using, and we're going to learn what's the meaning of these today. Sí, hoy vamos a ver la diferencia o cuándo utilizar because and because of. ¿sí? ¿Cuándo utilizar cada una de esas? Recuerden que este because of es para, sobre todo cuando ustedes van a introducir una razón de algo, ¿no? Because of, gracias a o por este sistema o gracias a este sistema, that would be the meaning of this phrase, because of. And we're gonna see how to use it just in a few seconds. Let's complete the reading with the last part we have. Vamos a completar el último reading que tenemos. So this is a very short one. So I'm going to ask to just one student to help me with the reading. So Sebas, can you help me please reading this last opinion?
Leo todo, teacher?
Yes.
Yeah. In my opinion, the most important invention has been reading glasses. Reading glasses were invented in Italy around 1280, and they changed the world because the hard reading glasses people could read, stay active and work even in long old age. In my view, that's really important, especially as I am over 60 myself. I can still do lost on things because of my reading glasses. I don't know where I would my without them.
Exactly. Thank you so much. So what do you think are the invention over here? What is the invention over here? ¿Cuál es el invento en este caso? Something I'm using.
Glasses.
Glasses, exactly. So specifically they are talking about reading glasses, right? Los lentes de lectura. In my opinion, the most important invention has been reading glasses. Now, en mi opinión, el invento más importante son los lentes de lectura, que fueron inventados en Italia alrededor de el año 1280 y cambiaron el mundo, ¿no? ¿Por qué cambiaron el mundo? Vamos a decir la razón. Cuando ustedes van a introducir una razón de algo, es decir, el porqué de algo, en este caso ocupamos la palabra because. Because they had reading glasses, people could read, stay active and work, ¿no? Porque se inventaron o porque ya tenían los lentes de lectura, la gente podía leer, permanecer activa y trabajar incluso a una edad avanzada, ¿no? In an old age, cuando ya tienen muchos años, ¿no? Cuando ya estamos mayorcitos. In my view, ¿sí? Desde mi punto de vista, in my view, that's really important. Eso es muy importante. Especialmente as I'm over 60 years myself. Sí, especialmente porque yo ya tengo alrededor de 60 años. I can still do lots of things. Todavía puedo hacer muchas cosas gracias a mis lentes de lectura. Y no necesito, y no sabría, ¿no? Dónde me encontraría yo en este momento si no tuviese mis lentes, ¿no? No sabría qué hacer si no tuviese mis lentes. This would be the last reading we have. Here we have two phrases we can use when we want to give our opinion. ¿Cuáles serían estas dos frases para dar la opinión? Tenemos dos frases en este párrafo. In my opinion will be the first one. En mi opinión, very good. And we have a second phrase. What is it? ¿Cuál es la segunda frase que nos permite dar nuestra opinión?
In my view.
In my view, exactly, in my view. So when you are want to give your opinion, you can use any of these phrases we saw, right? In my opinion, I think, I believe, in my view, are good ways to start giving your opinion. So guys, can you tell me which is the oldest invention? ¿Cuál de todos estos 4 inventos que hemos visto? The internet, the paper, we had the numeric system, and we have the reading glasses. Which one is the oldest? ¿Cuál de estos 3, bueno, de estos 4 inventos será el más viejito?
Paper.
Pero,
Paper.
okay. Paper, right? Paper is the oldest. El papel fue el primer invento de los 4 que tenemos aquí en ocurrir. What about the latest? ¿Cuál será el más reciente? El último invento de los 4.
Internet.
Internet, right? Internet no es tan viejito, tiene más o menos 32 años de existir. So it's not so old. Okay. So now that you have recognized these topics about inventions, here you have on the book, you have some phrases you can use to give opinions, to express results, and give reasons. No, tenemos algunas frases que podemos ocupar para dar opiniones, expresar resultados, ¿no? Recuerden que ustedes me decían as a result, no, sería as a result, como resultado. Es una frase que nos permite hablar de resultados. Y para dar razones o decir el porqué de algo, teníamos un par de frases muy similares, ¿no? We had because and because of, right? Porque o gracias a, por, debido a que. So we're gonna see some other phrases. I prepare, here on the book we have just 4. Sí, en el libro tenemos muy poquitas frases. ¿Por qué les he ampliado la lista de frases que pueden ocupar ustedes para dar sus opiniones? Because this is essential, especially when you're giving your speaking pet exam. Sí, cuando ustedes van a dar en la parte de speaking en la suficiencia, estas frases son indispensables. These are going to be essentials. Sí, estas son muy, muy, muy importantes para el speaking. So when you want to give your opinion, sí, cuando queremos expresar nuestra opinión, podemos ocupar ciertas frases. Ustedes ya me dieron algunas que reconocimos en el libro. In my opinion, in my view, right? I see, or as I see it, I think, I believe, I feel. Sí, aquí tenemos otras nuevas, como por ejemplo, I feel, yo siento que, I feel that, I would say that, yo diría que, it seems to me, esta ya la vimos en el libro, me parece que, ¿no? I'm of the opinion that, yo soy de la opinión de, ¿no? Speaking personally, esta es muy buena, ¿no? Hablando personalmente, es decir, aquí ustedes están diciendo, refiriéndose a que es su opinión personal, ¿no? Speaking personally, well, if you ask me, bueno, si tú me preguntas, I can say blah, 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 blah. In my view, and I think that, que ya las vimos también. Aquí tenemos algunas frases extras para expresar nuestra opinión personal. And when you want to give reasons, ¿sí? Cuando quieren decir la razón de algo, tenemos también un par de frases. I tell you this because, ¿no? Te digo esto porque, because I base my argument on, ¿sí? Yo baso mi argumento en esta razón, ¿no? Basando mi argumento en esta razón. And I'm already thinking that because, ¿sí? Yo ya estoy pensando o yo ya creo eso porque, ¿sí? Estamos expresando la razón, el porqué de algo. Okay, and sometimes you don't agree with some other people opinions, right? A veces no estamos de acuerdo con la opinión de otros. En ese caso, cuando no están ustedes de acuerdo, pueden ocupar estas frases. I'm sorry, but I'm of a different opinion. ¿Sí? Lo siento mucho, pero yo tengo una opinión diferente. That's what we're saying. I'm sorry, but I'm of a different opinion. ¿Sí? O no estoy de acuerdo contigo por o acerca de, no, I don't agree with you about, and sorry, I can't accept your opinion that, no. Lo siento mucho, pero no puedo aceptar. O tu opinión es inaceptable, no, no puedo aceptar tu opinión acerca de este asunto. So keep in mind the use of these phrases, guys, because you're going to use them in the following writing. Sí, van ustedes a utilizar algunas de estas frases en el writing que van a hacer más adelante. So keep in mind these phrases, guys. Sí, tomen en cuenta estas frasecitas. Okay, let's see the next. There are some other ways to express your opinion. For example, when you use I completely agree, I absolutely agree, ¿no? Podríamos decir, estoy totalmente de acuerdo contigo, ¿no? Estoy completamente de acuerdo contigo. Son algunas formas de concretar o de estar de acuerdo con ciertas expresiones u opiniones. So, besides that, in English, you can use some linking words. Y tenemos las palabras de enlace, linking words, nos permiten unir dos palabras o dos frases. Very important because you are not going to be using point every time you want. No, estas linking words nos sirven para unir dos frases, dos palabras, dos oraciones, y son tan útiles porque nosotros no siempre podemos estar poniendo punto a cada rato, ¿no? O haciendo oraciones pequeñitas. Recuerden que el párrafo es la unión de varias oraciones, y para que un párrafo tenga sentido, debemos ocupar some linking words. Vamos a utilizar algunas linking words. In this case, we're talking about linking words of result. Sí, si ustedes recuerdan, hablábamos un poco sobre expresar los resultados, ¿no? Cómo hablar de los resultados. Una de las frases que ustedes me dieron era as a result, ¿no es cierto? Como resultado de. But there are some others, ¿sí? Pero hay algunas otras frases. Vamos a ver cuáles son esas frases que nos permiten hablar de los resultados y también del por qué, ¿no? O de las razones, de las causas. Let's see what are those linking words. Here we have a list of words of cause. Sí, acuérdense, cuando ustedes están dando el motivo o la razón por la que algo sucede, cuando ustedes quieren decir, por ejemplo, teacher, No puedo hablar porque estoy afónico. Están hablando de la causa, ¿no es cierto? Del por qué sucede algo. ¿Cuáles son esas linking words que nos permiten a nosotros hablar del por qué sucede algo? We have the words as, ¿sí? Tenemos la palabra as, que significa como o ya que. We have since, ¿sí? Que también tiene un significado muy parecido, ya que, ¿no? You need a jacket since it's cold at night, ¿no? Necesitas una chaqueta o un abrigo, ya que está haciendo frío, ¿no? Since it's cold. Seeing that, ¿sí? Esta no se escucha tanto, pero significa puesto que. Seeing that it's hot, ¿no? Puesto que está muy caliente, o ya que está muy caliente, we will take a parasol. ¿Sí? Vamos a tomar o vamos a sacar un parasol. Y aquí tenemos estas frasecitas que ya las vimos, ¿no? We have because of, sí, por, gracias a, debido a, because of. Hay algo muy, muy peculiar con este because of y que es la diferencia con la palabra sencilla que ocupamos mucho nosotros, que es solo because. Here and pay attention, guys. Sí, aquí tenemos la palabra because y por otra parte tenemos because of. Y el significado es similar, se parece un poco. El because significaría por qué, ¿no? Estamos explicando el porqué de algo, la razón de algo. Pero este because of, ¿sí? Significa por, debido a o gracias a. This would be the meaning. But there's something else that makes them different. Y hay algo más que los diferencia. Y ese algo más es, miren, ¿por qué van acompañados? Hay que tener mucho ojo de cómo están acompañados o cómo está escrito cada uno de ellos, ¿no? Let me make another sentence right here. We can say, I didn't do my homework because I didn't okay. Here we have an example using just because. Aquí tenemos un ejemplo utilizando únicamente el because. ¿Sí? Si ustedes se dan cuenta, you watch carefully, ¿sí? Porque el inglés también requiere mucho de la observación. Les va a ayudar mucho si ustedes son observadores. Look at this. Here we have because of and we have because. What are they followed by? ¿Qué es lo que les sigue? ¿Qué viene a continuación? Cuando ustedes utilizan el because solito, cuando ustedes le están dando la razón o diciendo el porqué de algo, miren que va acompañado de un sujeto y generalmente el verbo, ¿no? O el auxiliar. I didn't have time. Pero si ocupamos nosotros el because of, ¿sí? Este because of va a ir acompañado de un sustantivo, ¿sí? In this case, we have the rain. Si no estamos diciendo I, he, she, it, sino está acompañado de un sustantivo, because of the rain. This is very important when you are using because of and because. Sí, esta es la diferencia de uso entre el because y el because of. Lo que va acompañado, lo que se escribe después de esta palabra, de esta linking word. Okay? And finally, we have these last two, both means the same. Sí, estas dos últimas significan exactamente lo mismo y es debido a, ¿no? Por. Ambas igual van a ir acompañadas de un sustantivo. No, public transport is often late due to heavy traffic. Si el transporte público generalmente llega tarde por el tráfico, debido al tráfico. So keep in mind, guys, these words you can use when you are talking about the cause of something or why something happens, okay? Mucho ojo con estas frases que las vamos a ocupar cuando hablamos del porqué de algo, ¿no? De la causa de algo. Y como les decía, también hay un par de frases que nos permiten hablar del resultado. Ok, let's see what are those phrases. La frase que nosotros ya habíamos conversado o visto en la lectura era as a result, right? Como resultado. ¿Sí? Hay otras frases que también podemos ocupar o pueden permitirnos introducir la consecuencia o el resultado de algo. Y esas palabritas son, por ejemplo, so, que significaría así que, that's why, ¿sí? Esa es la razón por la que, o that's why would mean also por eso. Therefore, therefore would mean por lo tanto. For this reason, consequently, and accordingly. Sí, estas dos últimas no se escuchan mucho, pero sí se leen mucho. Sí, consecuentemente o en consecuencia y por consiguiente, ¿no? Que serían palabras que nos permiten introducir el resultado o la causa, perdón, o la consecuencia de algo, ¿no? Okay, guys. So now that we have seen these few words, we can use as a result or because of, being the cause of something. Sí, ahora que ustedes ya conocen estas linking words, estas palabritas, we're going to see what are you going to do now. Okay, pay attention. Let me share with you the screen. As part of your classwork, just to check, before we move, sí, antes de avanzar y para ver si está comprendida este tipo de palabritas o la diferencia entre ambas, we're gonna make a short exercise, okay? So you're going to see two options on the screen to complete a sentence. Sí, en la pantalla van a ver dos opciones, dos palabras, ¿no? O dos linking words. Ustedes me van a ayudar a elegir la correcta para completar o darle sentido a la oración, ¿ok? So, help me with the right phrase to complete this sentence, guys. ¿Cuál sería la frase que mejor quedaría en esta oración? She spoke quietly. She didn't want.
Because.
Exactly. Tenemos un sujeto, ¿no? ¿Por qué? Porque no quería que Catherine la escuchara. Good. Let's see the next. This is the best website. Este es el mejor sitio web para aprender.
In my opinion.
In my opinion.
In my opinion, exactly. You're giving your opinion. Good. So what about these? the bad weather, we can go to the party.
As a result of.
As a result of, ¿verdad? Como resultado del... No podemos ir a la fiesta. Paul moved to Paris.
Because of?
Because of his job. Aquí tenemos un pronombre, pero no es un pronombre personal. Este es sería un object pronoun, right? The main word or the main noun is job. So because of his job, right one, good. Let's see the next. This is the most beautiful island on earth. Es la más linda isla en la tierra.
In my view.
In my view. Desde mi punto de vista, esta es la isla más tierra. Good. What about this? Paul had a terrible accident. He was driving fast. What do you think?
As?
He was driving fast. Porque, o debido a que estaba manejando muy rápido, ¿no? What about this? His disobedience, his parents punished you.
As a result of?
As a result of, right? Resultado de su desobediencia, los padres lo castigaron. The parents punished him. Good. Leila left early. She was tired.
As a result of.
Ok, Leila salió temprano como resultado de ella estaba cansada. What do you think?
No, teacher.
As. ¿Por qué? ¿No? Debido a que ella estaba cansada. Salió temprano debido a que estaba cansada. Good. Tired. Let's see the last two. We got lost. ¿Cuál ocuparían? Nos perdimos. It seems to me or because of. ¿Cuál ocuparían, chicos?
It seems to me that.
It seems to me that. Good. Parece que nos perdimos, ¿no? And the last one we have. Help me with this one. She can drive her blindness. Which one would you use? Because or because of?
Because?
¿Será because?
Because of.
Because of.
Ella no puede manejar porque su ceguera o ella no puede manejar debido a su ceguera. Because or because of?
Because of.
because of, debido a. No, ella no puede manejar debido a su ceguera. She can't drive because of her blindness. Good. So now that you know how to use this, sí, ahora que ya sabemos cómo utilizar estas frases, it's time for me to share with you what is your classwork for today. See, this is going to be your classwork. Sí, este va a ser su deber, su tarea el día de hoy. We're gonna watch a video, guys. Vamos a ver un video, ¿sí? And you're going to choose one invention of the video. Sí, vamos a elegir un invento de los 10 que se nos van a presentar en el video. Ustedes van a elegir uno. And you're going to think, or you're going to choose the one you think is the best invention or the most important invention, okay? And you're going to write a post giving your opinion, similar to the ones that we read previously, okay? Don't forget to use or to include the phrases to give your opinion and to express the result or the cause of something. Sí, vamos a utilizar las frases que vimos, es decir, frases para dar la opinión, frases para hablar de las causas, como because of, as, or as a result, y también las frases que vimos que también ocupamos, ¿no? Para los resultados. Teníamos algunas frases para las causas, algunas frases y para dar nuestra opinión, otras frases. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? Escribir un párrafo, ¿sí? Un párrafo como los que leímos hace unos momentos, dando su opinión de cuál es el invento más importante para ustedes. ¿Qué es lo que deberíamos incluir en nuestra opinión? Why is the invention important? ¿No? Porque es importante este invento. What good or bad result has it had? ¿Sí? ¿Cuál ha sido, si es que hay, un resultado bueno o malo de este invento? ¿Ok? ¿Qué es lo que ha traído consigo este invento? ¿Qué cosas buenas, qué cosas malas? ¿No? How was life different before? ¿Cómo era la vida antes de este invento, no? ¿Cómo era antes? ¿En qué cambió? What other things have changed because of it? ¿Sí? ¿Qué más cambió después de que ya este invento apareció? Okay? So you have an idea of what you have to do. I'm going to share the link of the Padlet where you're going to write these opinion post in a minute. Sí, ya les voy a compartir el link de Padlet, pero antes vamos a ver el video para que ustedes puedan ver los 10 inventos más importantes y puedan elegir el que ustedes consideran es el más importante para escribir su classwork, ¿ok? Any question, guys? ¿Alguna duda o pregunta sobre su classwork?
Teacher, the question number 2, can you repeat me, please?
Sure, let me share with you again the screen. Ya les envío nuevamente. A ver, let me share the screen. There you go. The second question would be, what good or bad result has it had? Sí, ¿qué resultado ha tenido, no? Este invento. Cosas buenas, cosas malas. ¿Qué es lo que en qué ha ayudado, no? ¿En qué ha beneficiado o más bien ha dañado? Vamos a ver qué consecuencias buenas o malas ha traído este invento, ¿no? How was life different before? Sí, cómo era la vida antes de que, por ejemplo, se invente el papel. ¿no? Recuerden que en la opinión decían, before people used to write in stones, ¿no? Ahí nos decía que antes la gente escribía en piedra or in clay, en arcilla, ¿no? Y la última sería, what other things have changed because of it? ¿Qué más ha cambiado gracias a este invento, no? Remember to pay attention to the video. Ya les vuelvo a compartir esta pantalla con las indicaciones. Sí, primero vamos a observar el video para que ustedes puedan elegir cuál es el invento del que van a hablar. Okay. Any other question, guys?
No, teacher.
Okay, let's begin with the video then. Pay attention to the video, guys. Pongan mucha atención al video, por favor, para que podamos escribir el post de opinión. Pay attention, guys.
The world. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 inventions of all time. Number 10, paper. One of the Chinese people's 4 great inventions, paper was invented and developed in the 2nd century BC by the Han Dynasty. The idea eventually traveled to Europe, where paper mills began manufacturing the product on a larger scale. Without paper, the printing press would never have been invented, and our world would be very different. We would not have maps, paper currency, or books to disperse information. Its impact is truly endless. Number 9, the compass. Before the compass, sailors depended on landmarks or even the stars to navigate their ships. But once the Chinese began using lodestones and magnetism to find their bearings between the 9th and 11th centuries, it quickly spread to the Arab world and to Europe. This not only made circumnavigation of the globe easier, it also made it safer, which kicked off the age of discovery. Number 8, refrigeration. Though ice was used since prehistoric times to prevent food from spoiling and developing bacteria, the concept of refrigeration was only developed in earnest starting in the mid-1700s. The process was then refined and improved, changing the way the food industry transports and stores food. The implications of this discovery are far-reaching as it transformed the way we eat and live. Number 7, the printing press. Though Johannes Gutenberg is credited with this invention, he actually perfected and popularized existing technology. By combining the Chinese principle of movable type with European press systems already in use for winemaking, Gutenberg created the machine that printed text on a wide scale, which in turn lowered the price of books and helped spread information and knowledge to the masses, spurring the Reformation, the Renaissance, and the scientific revolution. Number 6, plumbing. The landscape of major cities would be drastically different without this innovation. After all, how would a high-rise exist without modern plumbing? Evolving from holes in the ground to chamber pots to outhouses and eventually to flush toilets as early as the 31st to 26th centuries BC, the development of plumbing improved living conditions for millions of people across the globe and lengthened our lifespans. Number 5, medicine. Many medicines and vaccinations have extended and changed our lives significantly. Discovered by accident by Alexander Fleming, penicillin was the first group of drugs that fought illnesses like syphilis and strep infections. On the other side of the spectrum, since they were introduced to the public in the 1960s, contraceptives such as the birth control pill helped level out the global population and launched a revolution in social change. Number 4, engines. These engines got industry and the population moving. Instead of relying on horses as transportation, people traveled across the countryside via Thomas Newcomen's steam engine as of 1712, which was improved upon by James Watt later that century, quickly becoming the backbone of society and sparking the Industrial Revolution. Internal combustion ultimately replaced steam and ushered in the Second Industrial Revolution, and allowed individuals to affordably travel great distances. Number 3, the wheel. Though it's still unclear which civilization was first to invent this simple machine in the 4th century BC, it's obvious that it's been one of the world's most vital innovations. The transportation, commerce, and travel industries wouldn't be the same without it, and today the wheel can be found in every aspect of our daily lives, from water wheels, gears, motors, and engines to more fun applications. Number 2, communications. Several inventions changed global communications forever. Samuel Morse brought us the electric telegraph in 1836. Alexander Graham Bell's telephone was the first to be awarded a patent to transmit voices in 1876. Guglielmo Marconi and Nikola Tesla developed radio in the late 19th century. Moving pictures first came across John Logie Baird's television in 1925. Conrad Zuse developed the first computer in the early 40s, and Tim Berners-Lee proposed the World Wide Web in the late 80s, and they all made the world a little bit smaller. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1, electricity. Not only did sleep patterns change drastically with the introduction of electricity, so did work habits. From Ben Franklin to Nikola Tesla to Michael Faraday to Thomas Edison, many innovators made important contributions to this modernization, which brought light and power to the masses. However, electricity only became a necessity and standard to everyday life in the mid-20th century. Before that, it was enjoyed mainly in the big cities. Do you agree with our list? Which inventions could you not live without? For more informative top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Okay, everybody, so you listen and you saw the top 10 of the most popular inventions of all time, right? The ones that have changed completely our lives. So now you're going to write your opinion. You're going to write your opinion, such as the ones that we read on the book, talking about this invention that you choose, any of them. Si cualquiera de los 10 inventos, ustedes elegirán el que más les impactó, el más importante, y van a dar su opinión. Give your opinion about why this invention is so important and why, okay? Sí, de por qué es tan importante este invento. So, let me share the link with you. Permítanme compartir el link con ustedes para que puedan comenzar con su classwork.